Welcome back. Say hi, Ray. No, look. Good girl. Oh, what's up? Welcome back to our channel. That's a thing. People say that. Okay. Today, well, my friend's been here. Sorry, this is all messed up. My friend's been here since Monday, so I planned on doing a video earlier, but she was here, so I didn't. And then my camera pissed me off. So then I took it to Best Buy and like threw a fit, and they sent it to like get fixed or something. I don't know if it's actually broken or I just don't like how it records, but this is my cell phone. So if I'm looking at myself, that's why. I was going to do, my next video was going to be like a pregnancy video, like about my pregnancy, but I got a bunch of suggestions and recommendations to do a Q&A. So that's what I'm going to do. I got a few questions. I actually got a lot of questions, but if they were were about my pregnancy, the delivery, or like baby items, that's going to be like 3 separate videos. So I'm going to answer those questions within their own videos, just because I don't want to be repetitive and answer the same questions over and over again. So I picked the ones that didn't, that didn't go into it too much. So, oh, and breastfeeding. There was questions about breastfeeding, but I'm like super passionate about breastfeeding. So in order to answer those questions, probably to answer like the 4 questions that there was, it will take me the entire video. So I don't want to make it 900 minutes. That would be not fun. And it would take a million years to upload to my computer. So the first question, and obviously I had to write them down because I can't use my phone. So that's what this little cute pad is. Stole it out of my husband's army room. The first one that I got that was good was, when will Rayleigh sleep alone? So I was going to start trying to have her sleep alone like around 6 months, but then I read this article and it really just pulled on my heartstrings, and it got me thinking, like, because she is still exclusively breastfed and she's slept with me. If you don't like co-sleeping, sorry. She has slept with me next to me since she was 2 weeks old. She had really like bad chronic gas from her lip and tongue tie. And it was like her belly was a huge balloon. It was hard as a rock, and she only wanted to sleep on her side. And when we were in the hospital, when she would sleep on her side in that little like bassinet thing, she would like roll into the corner and her face would get squished on the side. So when I was in the hospital and it was like that, I like stayed up all night long just looking at her with her poor little face squished up against that plastic. So, and like I know that the side of my bassinet in my room was mesh, so it would have been like safe for her face to be up against it like that per se. I would have never slept. Like I would have not slept thinking of her being like suffocated or something. And I know that can happen when she's sleeping next to me, but I have like really good instincts when it comes to that. Like I literally wake up if she moves a finger. And she's a good sleeper, and she's been sleeping with me since 2 weeks old. So because she has been doing that, and so she eats throughout the night whenever she wants, I don't even remember exactly what the article said, but pretty much it was like, for her emotional development, mental development, all that kind of stuff, I should wait till she's a year, just because she's so used to it. And that's kind of like just taking something away from her when she doesn't even understand what that means. And so I'm going to wait till she's a year. I think that's reasonable. I think she's fine. We are fine with her in our bed, and I enjoy it. Austin doesn't mind. He hasn't made a fuss. So it works for us. That's what we're going to do. At that point, I'm going to try this man's option. Or I don't know if it was written by a man or a woman, honestly. I'm not totally sure. I just read it, and then Yeah. And on kellymoms.com, that's like my go-to for like anything. So when I thought that like she could get in a bad habit from eating all night long, I Kelly mommed that, and it just answered my questions the way I wanted them to be anyways. So pretty much I was right. And I'm gonna wait till she's a year, and then we're gonna sleep train with the 2 minutes, then the 4 minutes, and the 8 minutes. The Ferber method, I think is what it is. I'm not totally sure. How do I get time alone? I get in the shower. That's alone time. I have like one of those little like bouncers outside of my shower, and I strap her in that and I take a shower. Other than that, that's about all. But I'm fine with it. I enjoy it. Our morning routine. Pretty much we're super go with the flow kind of people. I like routines, but I don't like routines because like we travel a lot. Rayleigh's probably been on a plane more than a handful of adults have. Anybody, probably more than some people have in their entire lives. So it's hard when you travel that much to have like a set routine because time change and stuff like that. I also like to do what I want. So I don't like to be like, oh, I can't go because Rayleigh's napping or something like that. That's just boring to me. I would rather she was flexible. So like I like her nap to be flexible. I like her attitude to be flexible. She doesn't get a nap. So if she doesn't get a nap, she's still like, her attitude doesn't suck. It's pretty good. She's a really good kid in general. She also goes to bed really well, even if she doesn't nap a lot during the day. She's never really like taken super long naps, so that might be why also. But so when it comes to a morning routine, we're always usually up between 8 and 9, unless we're taking Austin to work, which is mostly every day. So then we're up about 7:30, and Austin wakes us up, and we take him, come home, make coffee, because life doesn't work without coffee. If you don't drink coffee, you're a superhero. Pretty much you're a superhero, because I don't know how I'd live. But pretty much those are our only things in our routine. we get up and we drink coffee. Rayleigh likes to play in her playpen when she gets up. That's where I recorded my last video. We're in her room right now. This is Rayleigh's room. It's adorable. I love it. And I usually like feed her some like puffs or little yogi pieces while I'm like trying to get my breakfast. I take a lot of vitamins in the morning. I'll talk about that in a second. And I make like a vegetable juice in the morning. So while I'm doing all that, she kind of just sits and hangs out in her chair, and then I give her little snacks to make her happy. How do you keep a healthy marriage with a baby? How has having a baby changed your marriage? We were married 3-4 months before we got pregnant, and he was at basic and AIT the entire time. So it's not like we had like a whole set marriage before we had her. But I mean, no matter what, it's gonna change. I mean, in general, obviously, but we just make sure we do stuff. Like, we like to go bowling and hang out together. We like to play games. Catan is a really great game. If you haven't played it, go buy it. It's $50 at Barnes & Noble. It's stupid expensive, but it's super fun. I love that game. It's like a nerdy game. When I was in college, I lived with these like 3 random guys, and we would sit and play Catan. And it was awesome. It was so much fun. And so now me and Austin play that. He gets mad because I win every time. I win at every game we play. So we have a new game, and he wants me to learn how to play that so that he could maybe win. But we're not sure. We haven't tried. But we just, you know, obviously stuff is different because my full attention is on Rayleigh, because without me, she doesn't live. Like, I literally feed her. So my full attention's on her. He also works full time now, so, and he's gone a lot. So just open communication. Like, when he's not feeling on top, like, he tells me, he lets me know, hey, you know, I need more of this. I need more of this. He's very physical. He needs to be kissed all the time. He needs to be hugged all the time. His love language is physical touch. Like, and I'm not saying like anything crazy, like just like hugs. He loves hugs. If I'm not giving him enough hugs, he will tell me. And then I know. So like, I know people always say like men don't read minds, but women don't read minds either. So if you want something, you need to tell your spouse, because they are going to have no idea. They're not going to read your mind. And she pooed. Where you poo? BRB. Pause. Done. Okay. So yeah, I would definitely say communication. Like, the only way to keep your marriage flowing correctly, especially when you're both so focused on other things, communication. Don't hold anything in, even if it's embarrassing. Because, I mean, even though they're our spouse, like, we still kind of feel embarrassed to tell them stuff sometimes. You never know. Just open communication and do fun stuff. Even if it's with a baby. Like, I hear a bunch of people, like, not, like, don't call it a date because you have the baby with you. But, like, not everybody has the abilities to have babysitters all the time. Stuff like that. Like, we go on dates. I don't care if she's with us or not. It's still a date. And we have fun. And we've taken her out since she was teeny tiny. And it's been great. And now it's even more fun because she gets to sit and eat with us and stuff. And we love it. And it's a date. And dates are fun and important. Ignore my fluffy hair. I didn't blow dry it. What's wrong? Here. There's fuzz in this. Gross. Next question. How not tired? How do I not get tired? Well, let me tell you something. How could you not be tired? Like, last night, really didn't sleep. Like, she was up every second. She needed to be on my boob every second. So, like, this morning I was exhausted. Like, the morning tiredness, I feel like is just something you got to push through. Like, once I push through it, then I'm like, energy, ready to go. And does it take 2-3 coffees to get there? Probably. Today it was 2. And I took a shower. Showers always seem to wake me up for some reason. Yeah. And I also started taking, like, I had a really bad problem with migraines. And so I went to the doctor and she was like, do you eat vegetables? And I'm like, no, I don't eat vegetables. I don't like vegetables. I think they're nasty. So we went to the Walmart and I got me like these multivitamins with a serving of vegetables in them. I got a vegetable like powder that I put into orange juice. I got omega-3s. I got B12 and I think that's all actually. Yep, that's all. And I take those every morning first thing. I put orange juice, my powder, shake that up. I take all my vitamins. I also take lecithin. I take 2,400 milligrams in the morning. And then those are all for breastfeeding. Lecithin's for breastfeeding. It's for like healthy ducts, keeping the milk flowing healthily and not getting clogs. I had mastitis like twice within a month. I'll talk about that in my breastfeeding video. But I take that in the morning too. So I take like 5 pills and then my 2 gummy vitamins. And since I've started taking those and drinking my vegetable drink in the morning, it's like night and day. I don't get headaches anymore. I have so much more energy. The energy definitely follows through, like, through the day, too. Like, you know, coffee, like, wears off, but it flows through the day, and I have to, like, vitamins, important, very important. I would suggest to everyone to take their vitamins. She's fine. She just ate and had a nap. She's just a baby. How often do you forget things like eating and going to the bathroom? When I first had her, I literally barely ate, first of all, because I wasn't one of the people that was, like, super hungry breastfeeding. I was one of the people that just had no appetite at all. Look, smile. But now I don't forget anymore. I've noticed if I eat in the morning, I feel better throughout the day. I wake up faster. Unless she's in a really bad mood. Like I said, I put her in her high chair and I give her some snacks. Oh, speaking of snacks. These are awesome. They're for formula, but I use them for little snacks. Here. Are you ready for a snack? And so that works great. I like to eat in the morning, and I don't forget because it's morning and I know to eat, you know? And then when it comes to the bathroom, I don't forget to go to the bathroom. I just put it off, and then I forget, I would say, because she likes to sleep on me or holding her. She's very needy. She's a stage 5 clinger, but that's fine. I'm okay with that. But so if she's already been sleeping like an hour and a half, then I'll get up and go. But if she just fell asleep like 30 minutes before I have to go to the bathroom, I'll just stay. And I'll just wait for her to go to, like, to wake up, or wait for it to be like an hour and a half, 2 hours sleeping. Just so she doesn't wake up. But a lot of times I can go to the bathroom without her waking up too. But I definitely, like, I'll just not. And then, you know, you wait for so long that you don't have to go anymore. So yeah, that's just pretty simple. How did we pick Rayleigh's name? Well, my husband had me completely convinced that Rayleigh was a boy, first of all. So she was going to have my dad's name, which I love. And it's the best name ever. And my first son will have that name. But because it was my dad's name we were going to use, my mom's like, well, why don't we name her after my dad then? Which his name is Raymond. And I like names that end with Lee, like Presley, Brody. Brody is like one of my favorite names. It's my brother's name. Shout out, I love you. And surprised her name's not Brody, honestly. I love the name Brody. And so she's like, but you should name her Rayleigh. And she sent it to me, Raylee. And I didn't really like that spelling at all. And so I was kind of like, I don't know. And I sent it to Austin. And he was like, oh, I love that. And then I was like, oh, what if we spelled it Rayli? And then he's like, oh, I love it. He loved it so much. And then I was like, all right, let's do it. We had like a list of like 150 names on my phone. And before we knew she was a girl. And the second I found out she was a girl, hated every single one of them. Everyone. I hated them all. And then the last one was tips on getting pregnant. I did Glow, the app Glow. I tracked my cycle the whole time Austin was at basic. The whole time Austin was at basic, I tracked my cycle. And then I was ovulating when we were there for his graduation. So it kind of just worked out. So I knew when I was ovulating. But, you know. And then pregnant. Got pregnant. So it worked out well. And I knew I was ovulating those days. So if it wasn't the same circumstance, I could have known that that was a day that we should try. So yeah, that's about all that I know. Pre-seed also I heard works well, if you want to try that. But I definitely suggest an app. And now that I've had her, she's almost 8 months old. I am not ovulating yet, but I have like strips that I use to like see if I am. And I did that for a whole month and they were all negative. But like if you are trying and you're obviously not exclusively breastfeeding, it'll tell you when you're ovulating. So instead of having to guess or like have an app maybe predict when you're ovulating, those will tell you like straight up like, hey, you're ovulating at this time. Watch this. Really? Do you want a snack? Oh, yummy. Well, that is all the questions that I have that are not going to be coming up in the other videos. So watch for that. And this is going to be 20 minutes long. Sorry. Thank you for watching.